Hey guys, Fen here. In today's video, we're going to be looking at controller settings. Now, I've been asked a lot, hey Fen, what controller settings do you use? What are your other settings? Why does it make it help? All these blah, 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 all these boring ass questions. I'm just trying to play the game. Nah. All these questions that are obviously people trying to improve their gameplay, seeing if they can change something that might help them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over my settings, explain a few of the settings that otherwise you might not know, show you my secret sauce of controller settings. Yeah, hopefully you can watch this and go, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll switch that, or Fen, you have no idea what you're talking about. Either way, at the end of the video, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learn something out of it, or come out a better Smash player, hopefully. So let's dip into it and we'll get straight in. Okay, so the first thing that we'll go over is other settings. I find this fairly important, not super duper important, but it's like one of those 1%ers that could make a big difference and add up over time. So first thing we'll go over is Rumble. Some people don't like having Rumble on. They're like, oh, it's annoying. I personally like having it on. Reason being is Rumble is another feature of the game and another way to use a sense to gain information. So say for example you're hit, your controller will stop rumbling when you're out of hit stun. So unless you visually use the smoke to see when you're out of hit stun, or just mash a button, I don't know how exactly you know, but personally I like to use the rumble. It's just another thing that I can be watching my opponent, not having to be watching myself or the smoke from myself, and know when I can act. So me personally, rumble on. Must. A+B smash attack, to be honest, I think it's only good for Min. She can do some funky stuff with both her arms at the same time by pressing A+B twice. So I personally would say for A+B smash, turn it off. Doesn't need to be on. You should be able to input a smash attack. Stick jump. Now I know some characters like multi-jumps can benefit off of this. Me personally, I have it off because there's been times when, say for example, I'm playing Donkey Kong. Not a character I play often, but a character I do enjoy playing, and I see an opportunity where I can get a kill with an up B grounded. If you press up first, then the B, all of a sudden you've jumped and you're doing an up B in the air. Now you're in disadvantage. They can just punish you however they feel, and all stuffed up because this one little thing. So me personally, I like to have stick jump off, and I think 95% of the cars should have it off as well. Now, stick sensitivity is the important one that I think is like super ambiguous in the sense of how they've actually explained it in the description that they've given in the game. It says here, change how much speed is needed to perform a stick flick. For anyone who reads that might think, oh, maybe it's, you know, do a pivot dash or something like that, or does it affect my actual controller movement? No. What the stick flick is for is smash attacks and smash attack like moves. What it does is, if you're on, I think F smash is 6 frames window to input. If you put it to high, you gain a frame. You get now 7 frames to input that smash attack. So it's a bit of a wider window, meaning smash attack will come out easier. If you go to low though, it reduces a frame. So now it's just a tighter window, which means smash attack comes out a bit harder. Well, not harder, but just, you know, just be a bit more input precise. So with this setting, I personally like to have it on low because I would rather a tilt come out than a smash attack, because a lot of the times I do use tilts, fading away or fading in. So if I'm Samus, her F tilt's really nice, plus I can angle it for certain options. If I'm playing Ryu and I need to run up down tilt, it's easier to run and press down tilt, because sometimes I could just give you a smash attack accidentally. So I find low sensitivity be nice. Sometimes you need those quicker smash attacks. For some characters, maybe on like certain confirms, like maybe a drag down into a smash attack. In that situation, I'd probably say probably higher, but me personally, as my preference, I think low is pretty good. So now what we're going to do is move on to my controller setup. This is where the magic happens. This is the secret sauce kind of stuff. So what we'll do is... Ooh. You're not meant to see that. Shit. Oh. All the Samus mains are going to kill me. I've just let out our secret. Oh. But seriously, this is my actual button press, this is my actual controller setup. Nothing outlandishly crazy, but I find in terms of button presses, in terms of what I need the controller to do, this is perfect, and this is my secret sauce of controller setup. I have a jump on shoulder button, I have shield on shoulder button, nothing crazy, and grab on Z. For me, I don't actually use Z or Z as a grab, because I use that for zaring. Other than that, I don't use the Z as a grab. I personally use R+A as the input, and I'll explain why in a second. Actually, no, I'll explain it now. Why would I explain it later? The reason why I use R and A as an input is with Samus. When she's holding charge shot, you can actually cancel the charge shot into a grab. So she'll be like, and then if you press R and A at the same time, the charge shot will just disappear and a grab will come out super quick. So that's the reason why I don't really use the Z button. I use that input. The reason I like to use R+A is, one, it's exactly the same thing, it's just a manual input, but say for example you're in a position where you've been attacked, it's just quicker to do a shield grab that way. Just press A instead of dropping shield then pressing grab. It's just so much quicker doing it that way. Going over to why I have L on jump, jump on L, I should say. What some people do is, say for example, they're doing up air strings with Mario, is they'll hold up and press A and B, like this, right? Which isn't terrible, but it's not great because as you saw just then, if I try to drift in a certain way and I'm not holding up exactly straight, I'll get a fair. And so what that does is limits my drift. Now what some people do to get around this is they do claw grip. So they just hold the controller like this and they press jump and flick like that using the C stick. Me personally, I don't like it. It feels odd, and you know, some people actually switch between. Having jump on L, it just makes it so much easier to drift and do those up air strings, any other kind of drift that you need to do. So I think, me personally, I think that's secret sauce, and it allows you to keep conventional. It allows you to keep conventional button press and not having to change claw grip. Shield on a face button I think is really important for 2 reasons. Again, this is a Samus tech. If I'm holding down charge shot and I tap shield, I actually cancel the charge shot animation. That's a tech that will happen if you kind of do a short hop input of shield. The other reason why I have shield on a face button is you should always have 2 buttons for shield, because this allows you to shield wiggle. You know, shield wiggling is very important because, let's say for example you're winning and you want to BM someone. How else are you going to do that? Or alternatively, say you're on a platform or someone's doing some sort of multi-hit from above and you need to make sure that you fully shield that, you can angle the shield up or down. So I think having shield on the face button is really important. Jump there, I personally don't use that jump that much. I mostly use L jump because it allows me to use my right hand to do other stuff. Whereas if I'm dedicating to pressing jump, I'm then having to move my thumb around to an attack or a special or a shield. This jump here, I might be pressing it purely if I'm just in a recovery kind of state and I don't have to worry about being offensive or defensive. But I think rule of thumb, having it on L, allowing your thumb to do something else is really important. So that button there could be interchangeable. You can even put grab there, make it easier for you. But aside from Z and X, all of this is secret sauce. These are this button layout is for me perfect. And tilt attack, lastly tilt attack. I think if you should be able to input a smash attack by now, by this late in the game. Tilts are more important. A lot of characters get a real lot off of their tilts anyway. I think tilt attack. So for me personally, secret sauce, perfect layout. If I was to make a similar one for PROCON, I'll show you now. So as you can see, same thing, pretty similar layout. I think this would be like pretty perfect, unless you have your buttons laid out a little bit differently in terms of what you find ergonomically nice. But this is what I would say is a secret sauce of PROCON button layouts. It does exactly the same thing. I'm not very, what's the word? I don't use PROCON that much, but you know, I'm still getting those strings that I know how I need them to go. You know, I can still do my shield wiggle, all that kind of stuff. So I think, me personally, I think this is the best way to go about it. If you haven't tried it, definitely give it a crack. I think this layout that I've shown you for both GameCube and PROCON are like, me personally, I think they're the best. Once again, when it comes to this kind of stuff, you know, how your hands feel comfortable and whatnot is subjective. There's no real objective best way to do this, but you know, having the jump on a shoulder button, having the shield on a face button, that kind of stuff that, you know, allows your hands to do a bit more independently, as opposed to, oh no, I have to press this, oh no, I have to do that, or no, I have to go into claw grip. I think those kind of things are definitely beneficial for you to change if you haven't already done them. But you know, if you found what works for you, then ultimately keep it that. This is just food for thought. This is what I personally think is best. You might think something different. I'd love to hear what your button layouts are, so please be sure to leave a comment letting me know how you play, and if you do anything similar to me, what you do differently. If you have watched this video and enjoyed it, or thought, well, I might try that actually makes sense, or you learned something maybe in terms of the settings or something like that, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Love to have you guys in the community. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Until next time, take care and see you later.